To the greenhouse. Come on. Come on, Jack. Come on. Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. Today I thought I would start the tour, the garden tour, out in the greenhouse because I have moved several things out here. I've moved most of the tomatoes outside. Some are on the bar getting full sun so that they can get used to the sun before they get planted in the ground. Because they have to be hardened off before you can put them in the ground after they've been in the protection of a house or even a greenhouse. You know, once they've been there, you have to harden them off and allow them to get used to the sun before you can put them in the ground, or they'll get sun scorched, and sometimes it can kill them. So I have some things out here today. I've moved the melons out here. I've moved several tomatoes out here. There's some of the tomatoes. I have a good size crookneck squash that I've moved out here. There's the watermelon. I've got Kajari Melon. I have some rosemary, some beans, tomatoes, so it's really starting to look good out here, and everything is growing like crazy. These are the red potatoes that I planted not too long ago. And they are really starting to come up. Some purple kale. Got it in one of the raised beds. I'll back up and let you see that. I have not completely uncovered that yet. And I've been working on this little smaller raised bed in front of that raised bed. I'm going to put some flowers, I think, in this. And so I've just lined the bottom of it with cardboard, and I've went around the sides with some plastic to help it last longer. This is the blueberry bush from last year. It's still pretty small. But I think the buds are getting ready to come on out and bloom. And this is the blueberry bush from this year that we purchased. The one my grandson pulled all the blooms off of. But I think it's going to do okay despite that. In one of the raised beds over here, I went ahead and planted a melon. That was just last night, so it's looking kind of shabby now, but it will perk up. I also planted some cauliflower in this raised bed. I'm just planting a couple things here and there, just kind of trying them out. The cauliflower is supposed to do well in cooler weather, so we'll see. And this is the Kajari melon. If we get weather too awfully cold, then I'll come out and I'll cover it up with a row cover. Apple trees are doing great. Let me show you how this bloom has progressed in a week. Looking pretty beautiful if you ask me. And it has some more up at the top that are trying to come out. I'm really excited about these trees. I've never had an apple tree before. That was the Honeycrisp, and this is the Fuji. You can see the Fuji has got one really tall stalk there, or branch, whatever you call it. And that's it for what's out in the field. Now we're going to mosey on over to the in-ground garden and some other things I've got going on over here. And there's the dog trying to get in the house, as usual. What you doing, sir? Trying to get in? Here are the grapes. These are the green seedless grapes, and they're doing fine. They don't seem to have grown a whole lot in the past week, but they're doing okay, which is awesome because I sun scorched the leaves on a couple of these, but they're doing wonderful. I planted the Ranunculus in a flower pot, and that bulb, that flower is just so gorgeous. I can't wait to see how the red one does when it comes out. It's a beautiful flower. Are you standing in my way? If you'll scoot over, I'll go on out into the garden. Excuse me, sir. Oh, let's do the mustard greens first. So these have grown a little bit, not a whole lot. Excuse me. He's trying to get his nose in the camera. I also went ahead and planted a little plant here, and I don't remember if this is the Brussels sprout or the cauliflower. I think this is the Brussels sprout. I think it's really too late to try and get Brussels sprouts going, but I'm going to try anyway. I don't know why I try this every year, but I do. Here is the Adirondack blue potatoes that I planted, and these have really come up actually quite a bit, and I don't know if I can get an angle with the camera that will allow you to see how much growth they have done or not, but I mean, they are, gosh, almost up to the top of the bag where I folded them down, so I'm going to have to put some more dirt in those. And I just think the leaf color on these is beautiful. Moving on. I've done a couple different things out here now. I have set the rose out so that it can start getting some growth on it, and you can see it's already getting quite a bit of growth on it. I'm just trying to get it used to the sun so that whenever I plant it out here, it will not get sun scorched. These are the red potatoes that I planted, and these are getting a whole lot of growth as well. And over here, I did go ahead, nope, you stay out of there, sir. Back up. I did go ahead and plant a blue lake bush, not a bush bean, a blue lake pole bean, and that's what this is. So this is the blue lake pole bean, and you can see it has already reached up and started grabbing a hold of the fence. This is Inspector Gadget here, checking everything out that I do. This is the Silver Lake cucumber, and that is the Tankuro soybean. So I've not planted a whole lot because it's still really kind of early. But I do have some row cover. That white stuff there is what that is. And I have been covering this up at night, just trying to get it used to being outside. And so before long, it will not need anything. I'll remove the row cover and I will put over it just an insect cover, because when they're very young like this, they're really susceptible to bug damage. And last but not least is the in-ground garden. Wow, that sun is bright, as you can see. We have put in some compost. We've not turned it into the soil yet, but my husband's going to come out and he's going to take the tiller and he's going to mix it all in together. And then I will also add some things in each hole whenever I start planting things. So everything is really looking great. I'm so excited for this gardening season. I can hardly wait to start putting things in the ground. And I do still have a few things in the grow room. I'll take you and show you what's under the grow lights, and then we'll be finished with this garden tour. And last but not least are the plants left in the grow room under the grow lights. I have not put out these young peppers yet. I have some older peppers that are outside, just getting used to being outside. another crookneck squash, some really young tomatoes, some marigolds, and then some brand new tomatoes just coming up. You can even see the littlest, tiniest ones just now emerging from the soil. And I think that's so beautiful. It's so exciting watching this stuff come up out of the soil. Oh, wow. That nasturtium in the back there, the little round leaves, those are beautiful. Those have grown a lot since I looked at them last. I have some more silver slicer cucumbers. I have national pickling cucumber. And I had another one. Oh, SMR 58 cucumber. And I've never done that one before. And then a few herbs that I'm getting ready to pot up in some bigger pots. And that's about it. Have a couple things down here that has not germinated yet. And that's it. And that's it for this garden tour. Short and sweet, right? It's still early in the season, so there's not a whole lot to report just yet. But I am so excited about what the season is going to bring with all of the new plants and all of the things that I've never grown before. I'm so excited. The next video that I'm going to do for you all is going to be some potatoes and how to start them in grow bags. And we'll be talking about the different kinds of potatoes, the indeterminate and the determinate, which will determine how you plant your potatoes. Anyway, I thank you all for joining me. I hope the Lord blesses you greatly. Have a good day. Bye-bye.